It is day 3 of the Male water shortage and the time now is about 11:06. I am super late for work, but you know, trying circumstances. I had to take a shower, or what counts as a shower these days. I'm gonna be going to work and I'm gonna be editing the video that I shot yesterday of day 2. You should be able to watch it by the time this video is up. I'm sorry that yesterday's video was more on the fun side, the fluffy side, and I hope to bring you more accurate and relevant information today. It's just that yesterday I tried to spend all of my time doing different things, and the places that I wound up in turned out to be rather fun instead of rather informative. Today maybe it's gonna be a little different, but I hope I get to have a little bit of fun anyway. In the meantime, I'm gonna show you some footage that I shot last night when I was coming home. It shows a bunch of people who were being given fresh water from a lorry. It basically had this huge water container on it, and people were just handing it out to whoever queued up. And I thought it was pretty interesting to see. Apparently trucks like this have been going around town, and they are providing people with water, which is pretty good. Incidentally, these days, aside from the first supernatural rain shower, things are pretty hot, which really puts us at a disadvantage when it comes to conserving water, because anyway, I'll record an update when something else happens. See ya. The time now is 11:56 and I've got some updates here for you guys that I thought was quite interesting that I heard on the news. Some measure of water will be restored to certain parts of the city, but it still wouldn't have the real pressure to be very useful, just enough to not die of thirst or something, I guess. Also, the next 2 days have been declared a government holiday by the president, who's not in town at the moment. Anyway, I'll keep my ear to the ground, and what I find, I'll tell you guys. And if you're not in the country and you're watching this video, go take a shower right now. Do it. I'm waiting. The time now is 1:50 and I wanted to do a bit of a small update. This one is not really about anything specific happening. In fact, all seems to be really quiet right now, except for a couple of tweets and Facebook posts about how they're really strapped at Majidia school for some aid or some volunteers to help out. I would go, but I have other responsibilities today, so I'm hoping that the need was met. Anyway, what I want to talk about is the whole racism in the Maldives thing a little bit. When I started vlogging or creating videos, I swore to myself that I wouldn't get into religion, politics, and social issues because I didn't want to really push the envelope. Like, it had to be entertainment. But when you move it into the realm of real life, it becomes a whole different thing entirely. But I'm gonna try to talk about how I feel about this whole thing without stepping on as many toes as possible. But if your toe gets stepped on, I'm really sorry. It's not like I'm trying to offend you or anything. Anyway, so here's how the story goes. People say that expats are not getting as much water as Maldivians, or that people are actually discriminating against them when they're giving water. To my experience, I can't really verify any of it, but I do know that in this community there is a level of disrespect aimed at expat workers and people from other countries for some unknown reason. I've been living here my whole life, and I don't really get why that is. The worst part of all of this is when it gets picked up by international news and they think that this is reflective of who we are as a people. And I'd like it not to be. I'd like to think that that's not who we are. I remember this one very specific tweet about this one guy who sent his Bangladeshi helper to get some water, and apparently he was beaten up by a couple of people and he didn't even get to get any water. The first thing that came to my mind is, why didn't you go get it on your own? I mean, maybe you could have gone with the guy. More water for your entire family then, I suppose. But that's another story. The more important thing is, first off, how could you do that to another person? Come on. Expat workers already work so hard for all of us, and we reward them by kicking them when they're down, not giving them water during a crisis, and treating them like worse than animals? Come on, that ain't right. And more importantly, if this did happen, and it happened in a public place, where was everybody else? Why was nobody stepping up saying like, hey, this is not right, this is wrong, you shouldn't do stuff like that? Kind of makes me wonder whether this really happened, and if it did, all the people standing around in apathy, that's the real problem. The time now is 4:48 and I am officially an idiot. So what happened just now was I was at work and suddenly the power cut off entirely and the whole place was plunged into darkness. And I thought, holy shit, we just lost power. Not only do we not have water, but we also don't have power. And I kinda had a minor freak out. I recorded a vlog which no one will ever see, but it seems that it's not as serious as I thought. It was just my workplace and its surrounding buildings, and I'm back home, we have power here, and everything is a-okay. So there's no reason to be worried yet. The town is rather quiet, apparently because everybody's getting water when they wait for it. They're not going all nutso about it. I'll see you with another update. The time is 5:15 and this is just a tiny little update here. I've come home and gotten online to find that the airport has been shut down and a bunch of people are freaking out about that. But I'm here to tell you that as far as I know, there's really nothing to worry about. It was just some fuel leaking from an airplane which kind of made it unsafe, so they shut it down temporarily. But I don't think this will affect us in any way, and I hope that they start things up as soon as possible. I'll see you around with more updates. The time now is 8:08 and I am in the National Art Gallery again. The toilets here are closed because, guess why? Also, I got a bit of news. Apparently there was a rather bad accident today on Majidi Magu and it involved a truck, a car and several motorbikes. And I heard that at least one person is badly injured. I hope that they're okay and I hope that this is not a commonality now that we're living without water for a little while. The second thing is a bit of a rumor. A really disgusting rumor, but it does exist, so I just want to bring it up. The story goes that people have started crapping on the streets, like, you know, where there's nobody around, just leaving a little leaving. And it's probably not true because, you know, rumors, but it does highlight an important issue that even though we have drinking water, it is the other uses for water that we really are having trouble with. Cleanliness and sewage and all that. So unless the authorities can really find a way to manage our waste and to help us get through this, we might be facing a bit of a health crisis. As for how long this will last, the estimation is about a week, but I really hope that it's less than that. In the meantime, we've had aid pouring in from all over the world. It seems that with more aid coming, each person gets to have more water. In the meantime, stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay updated. See ya. The time now is 11:27 on day 3 of the Malay water crisis, and this is going to be my last update for the night. What is rule number 1 when you're living in a city suffering from a water shortage? Keep hydrated. That is rule number 1. That is the thing that you have to do. And that is the thing that I forgot to do today. And I really had a hard time. I was really thirsty, I felt really weak. In fact, I feel a little dizzy right now. Don't worry, I'm gonna drink water as soon as possible, which is right after I film this. But, I really should have drunk more. It's a common mistake that people make, you know? They save up so much and they drink so little of it that in the end they suffer. The other thing is, I've noticed that slowly but surely, people are starting to return to their daily routines. Of course, the whole going and getting water thing is still there, but people who work in shops are in their shops. People who do other kinds of work, they're there. People who, oh, I don't know, shoot video are shooting video. Of course, there is a government holiday today and tomorrow and the day after as well. But it feels like people are slowly but surely starting to get back to their jobs and start filling out their roles so that everybody benefits. I personally feel really happy that every time I enter a shop, there is a shopkeeper there to tell me something. It's a good feeling. We're all suffering from the lack of water, but you guys are out there and you guys are making a difference, and I just love that. Keep doing what you're doing. You're pretty awesome. I'll do what I'm doing too. See you tomorrow.